you need to know that this game is as good as the hype says it is. Hey Bam Fam, it's your girl Kara, and I thought I would start this channel off with the video game portion today. I have not been playing video games for very long. I recently got into them about a year ago, and since then I've gone through maybe 5 or 6, and I have a couple more I want to play, but I just thought it would be a good introduction to show you guys what I have played and what I own. Let's get right into it. The very first video game that I played is actually not here physically with me, but I'll pop it up right here. It's Spyro, the trilogy. I played Spyro when I was a kid. I played it with my twin sister when it was originally on the PS1, and we absolutely loved that game, as pixelated as it was. I remember we would always stay up late playing it. We would beast through all the different bosses. Man, those were really hard. So when I heard that they were coming out with a remastered trilogy, I was inspired to buy a PlayStation. That is why I bought my PlayStation, was because they remastered Spyro. I needed my childhood video game in my little hands. Since I purchased the games, I have now beat all 3 once more. So it was kind of the first game I ever played, as well as the first game in my recent history I have ever played. So Spyro will always have a really strong place in my heart. Speaking of other strong places in my heart, one of the other games I played as a kid, I also kind of have now. So I was a huge fan of the Spider-Man game as a kid. The one where you have Rhino, Black Cat, you fight Venom, turn into Black Spider-Man at one point. I remember loving that game. That makes sense why when this game came out, the new Spider-Man, I believe it was released, I want to say last year, 2019, but I don't actually know. Spidey's gonna be the next game that I get to once I finish the current game that I am playing, which is Last of Us. Guys, it is one of the best games I've ever played. I've only played like 6, but still, I wasn't really sure what I would think of Last of Us, and I'm currently playing it now, so I can't give you a full in-depth review on how I feel because I'm not done. I'm almost done. I was drawn to this game because of the hype, honestly. I wanted to play it because of the hype. That is it. I had heard that the story was excellent, the graphics were excellent, so I got on the bandwagon. I decided to play it, and it let me just tell you, boys and girls, the hype is not wrong. So I'll give you guys a more in-depth synopsis on how I feel about the game once I actually finish it, which should be soon. During my time playing video games in between the first Spyro and Last of Us, I played a couple other video games in the middle. So one of the ones I played was Ratchet Clank. I had never played this as a kid. I only bought it because it was $15 in GameStop, so I thought, yeah, okay, I'll buy this and play it. So this game appealed to me because a lot of people had talked about it as kids, and I never actually got around to playing it. And also, the playing level was really accessible for me, especially as a noob. I had only played Spyro before I played this game, so I thought it was a really solid transition from Spyro to another game that's similar. I absolutely loved this game. I beasted through it in like a week. And then, after I finished Ratchet Clank, I tried my hand at a game that I had heard a lot about as well. So this is Piece Worldseeker, for those of you who might not know. I'm a massive One Piece fan. I've seen all the episodes, yada yada yada. So I thought, since I love One Piece as an anime, I'm gonna try it in video game form. I couldn't get my hands on Jump Force because that shit's expensive. So I got my hands on Piece Worldseeker, which was discounted in my local GameStop. So I thought it was a pretty good deal. I played this game for maybe about 2 weeks. It was super simple to play, honestly. The story was fine. The only thing is, the story ended up repeating itself, and the gameplay was very repetitive as well. So I actually stopped playing it because I couldn't figure out the point of the game anymore. I hoped we would get off the island, we hadn't, so I gave up. I might return to it again since it is really colorful, and of course it's Luffy. It's really fun to fight people, so that's not a problem. But in terms of story and in terms of actual gameplay, I felt it flatlined. Maybe I'll get around to playing it some more, maybe not, who knows. The last games I want to talk about are very near and dear to my heart. These were the games that I mentioned earlier in the video. Well, I found one of them for free, and it completely sent me down a spiral. So this is the game I found that my friend had accidentally left when he gave his PlayStation to my other roommate, which is Assassin's Creed. This Assassin's Creed is the Ezio collection, so it also has Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. which I've played all 3, and this was one of the first video games where it was open world, and it was set in a real life location, which I found really interesting. The story wasn't really my favorite, but I wasn't playing it so much for the story as I was for the actual gameplay. Who doesn't want to be an assassin? Ezio's character was so fun to play. I found myself dedicating all of my free time to this game, became absolutely addicted to it, and because of my addiction to these 3 Assassin's Creed, the last game I want to mention is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Guys, this game is amazing. I know if you're into the video game culture already, I don't have to tell you that, but if you haven't dabbled in video games, or you have but not these kinds, you need to know that this game is as good as the hype says it is. I believe, I forget what the website was, ranked the past decade from 2020's top 10 video games, and this was on the list as number 3. So I checked it out because, as you guys could tell, I was obsessed with Assassin's Creed, so I thought, why not give this one a try, since so many people talk about it all the time as being one of the best video games, not just in Assassin's Creed franchise, but in general. And you're a pirate. Guys, you're a pirate. All I can say is this game completely blew me away, and it was actually really good at teaching me how to play video games. So that's all I have for you guys, just the video games that I own, and I'll make a video soon about the video games that I want to buy, and maybe you can tell me some video games that I should play as well. But until then, see you guys later. Bye!